Hi, so today we're going to work problem F619 from page 363. This problem asks us to calculate for both FIFO and LIFO to calculate the cost of goods sold, ending inventory, and gross profit. So we're going to work this two ways and come up with the answers, and everything we need is in this little chart. It tells us how much inventory we have and how much we purchase and how much we sell. So we're going to use the information from this chart to create another chart. So you, before we start, may want to make yourself a little chart like this one. And you can see it's the first column's the date. Then we have three headings. We have purchases, cost of goods sold, and inventory on hand. So those are the three main headings: purchases, cost of goods sold, inventory on hand. Then each of these categories has three subcategories, right? Quantity, unit cost, and total cost. So it's the same all the way. Quantity, unit cost, total cost. Quantity, unit cost, total cost. So you may want to pause for a minute and make yourself a chart like this before we go on. Alright, so we're going to do FIFO first. And here's our information that we're going to fill out. So the first thing is, on December 1st, we're starting out with a beginning inventory of 13 units at $9 each. So we need to record that on our chart. So on 12/1, it's not a purchase, it's not a sale, because you have to have a sale to have cost of goods sold. This is just recording our inventory. So here we go, inventory on hand would seem to be the right column. And we got 13 and 9. So 13 times 9 is equal to 117. And I'm just going to do a little bracket here, because sometimes we're going to have to add stuff. Alright, so that takes care of that date. I'm going to draw a line across there, just like that. So right now we know we've got 13 units of toys. Right, this is a kind of doll. So we got 13 dolls. They cost $9 each, and they cost total $117. So the next thing that happens is we sell some of the dolls. All right, we sell 8 units at $22 each. Now remember, this is a sale, so that's our sales price. That's our revenue right there. That's not our cost of goods sold. This is our cost of goods sold, right? What we paid for it when we purchased it is our cost of goods sold. So to calculate cost of goods sold, you take the units, right? So we've got 8 units. Oh, I'm sorry, this is on 12/8. We sell 8 units, and their cost, and this is FIFO, so first in, first out, and then we've only got these 9, so there's no, we don't have to decide first or last. It's just 9, so 8 times 9, and 8 times 9 is 72, right? So that's 72, and sometimes we're going to have to add stuff, so I'm just going to make a little bracket here that my total cost is 72. Alright, so this is cost. This is where people get confused, so pay attention. When we make a sale, yes, that says $22, but that's your revenue. This column is for calculating the cost, and that cost is based on what you've paid for it when you purchased it, which in this case was $9. Alright, so what's left in inventory? That's what this column's for. So if we sold 8 out of the 9, right? So we have to subtract 13 minus 8. That leaves us with 5, and of course they cost $9 each, so 5 times 9 is 45, which leaves us with 45. Alright, so to recap that transaction, we sold 8 units, and at this time you can kind of disregard the 22. We sold 8 units at what? Oh, 9. So 8 times 9 is 72. This column is for what's left. Well, 13 minus the 8 we sold equals 5, right? 13 minus 8 equals 5. paid $9 for them, so we have $45 in inventory right now. So if the boss called up and said, how many dollars do we have? You'd say, oh, we got $5. Our cost on them is $45. All right, what happens next? Purchase. All right, so we purchased some more dolls. We're getting pretty low. So on December 14th, we purchased 16 units at $14 each. So that goes in the purchases column. So on 12/14, I put down my purchase, 16 at 14 each. 16 times 14 equals 224. All right. So now I need to add these to my inventory, right? Nothing goes in cost of goods sold because we haven't sold anything. So I skip over here. I bring down what I already have. So I already have 5 at $9 for $45. I bring over my purchase, 16 at 14 for $224. Now you see why I'm doing these brackets. 45 plus 24 plus 224 is equal to 269. All right, so our inventory now consists of, first one's in, 5 at $9 for 45. Last one's in, 16 at $14 for 224, and if you total them, you get 269. So that's our total inventory. Okay. And the last thing we do is another sale. We sell 14 units, again at $22 a piece, but we're not concerned with that right now. That's our revenue. All right, we're worried about our cost. That's what this is for. All right, so on 12/21, all right, not a purchase, it's a sale, so it goes in this cost of goods sold column. So which ones did we sell? Well, we sold 14, but we're going first in, first out. So we know we sold all 5 of these, right? So 5 at $9 each. 5 times 9 is 45, right? And so, but we sold a grand total of 14, so I need to come up with another 9 units, right? Well, so I'm selling 9 of these $14 ones. So 9 times 14 is equal to 126, right? So on first in, first out, that means I sold my first ones. That's why it's important to keep this in order. 5 times 9, 45. Then I sold 9 of these, right? So now I've got 45 plus 126, all right? 171 is my total there, all right? So my cost of goods sold for that sale, cost of goods sold was 171. Now I need to figure out what I've got left. Well, my inventory on hand now, I sold all 5 of those. So they're gone, I don't have them. And out of these 16, I sold 9. So I need to go ahead and take 16 minus 9, which is 7. 7 times 14. 7 times 14 is equal to 98. Right? 98. So that's what I got left right there. 98. So this is my ending inventory. All right, so now let's go back and look at what we have to figure out here. I'm going to have to get my totals. All right. So my total purchases were 16. They totaled 224. My total sales were 8, 5, and 9, so I sold 22. And my total cost of goods sold were 72 and 171, so 243. Right? And what's left on hand is just what I've spelled out here. So I've got 7 at 14 each for 98. All right. So what does this mean? Well, this means here's my total cost of goods sold. That's one of the things I had to calculate, right? Cost of goods sold. Cost of ending merchandise in inventory. Well, here's the cost of the ending merchandise in inventory. Now, the last thing it asks for is gross profit. All right, so I'm going to calculate gross profit real quickly. Now, as you recall, from when we were preparing our financial statements, right, we take, I'm going to do it over here, it's a clean sheet of paper, okay, revenue minus cost of goods sold equals gross profit. All right, so we need our revenue. Well, here's the revenue, 8 times 22 and 14 times 22, right? So that's what we sold them for, $22 each. That's our sales price or our revenue. So how many do we sell? 8 plus 14 is equal to 22, right? So sales revenue equals $22 times $22 per doll. 22 times 22 is 484. All right, so that's my revenue. So I'm going to put that down here. Revenue, 484, right? And I know that my cost of goods sold, I calculated that, 243. Right? 484 minus 243 is equal to 241. That's the answer to the last part of the question, right? It asks for cost of goods sold, ending merchandise inventory, and gross profit. So there's my total cost of goods sold, my ending inventory, and revenue minus cost of goods sold equals gross profit. All right, now make yourself another empty blank chart like this because we're going to do LIFO next.